So one thing that I've noticed in my spiritual coaching practice as a reoccurring theme is that the clients that I'm working with are showing up with a lot of self-confidence issues, low self-confidence. And it's not just in my spiritual coaching practice. I think that this is a theme on a collective level. I think most of us, I don't think I know anyone who's never struggled with having a lack of self-confidence at one point or another in their lives. On a personal level, I too have struggled with lack of self-confidence, not feeling confidently in what I'm doing, how I'm speaking, my work. So on a personal level, I too have dealt with a lack of self-confidence, but I've also learned useful practical tools or tricks to help me navigate this and to help me build up my confidence. So you can go online and you can definitely Google ways to build your self-confidence. And there are definitely ideas and solutions to help you grow and build on your self-confidence. However, in my own personal experience, they were never enough. So some of the things that we'll see when we Google how to build self-confidence is self-care. So I will 1,000% tell you that when you take care of yourself, you absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, will build your confidence. If you're getting up and you're showering every day, if you're doing your hair, maybe you're doing some makeup. You don't have to do those things, but they definitely help boost how you feel about yourself. If you're eating a healthy diet, if you're exercising, maybe you're losing weight, whatever it is, however you need to take care of yourself, whether it's maybe meditation, maybe it's just doing a stretching routine in the morning. Whatever it is, putting some time and effort into your self-care will absolutely help you build your self-confidence. Another way that we can build self-confidence is by building positive relationships. Now, it can't be one way. Obviously, you cannot make another person reciprocate positive communication, behavior, whatever it is, back to you. They have to do it on their own. So you want to surround yourself with people who are in a positive place, who are in a positive mindset. You'll also look up online to build your confidence level is to work on a growth mindset. So what it means to work on a growth mindset is to think big. For me personally, the meaning of growth mindset is to think big, to not keep yourself small. If you stay small, if you keep a small mindset, then you're always going to stay in that energy. You're going to stay in that situation. So what you need to do is think big. Think big or go home, basically. And that doesn't mean thinking that you're going to be a millionaire someday. That's great if that's your goal. But I'm talking about the mindset here. You can do big things. You can do hard things. You can overcome challenges and obstacles. Another thing you're going to look up is challenging yourself. So when I say challenging yourself, I mean you develop a plan or set out a course of action that takes you one step above where you already are. You can also do, I believe it's Mel Robbins who does like a 5-second countdown where you count down from 5 or count from 1 to 5, and then you just go. You just pedal to the metal. You do that thing without even giving one more thought. You have 5 seconds. You're challenging yourself to do this, and you just go and you just do it. And another thing that you're going to look up online to see how to build self-confidence would be practicing self-affirmation. So I do 1,000% agree with this. At a place in my life where I was trying to build my self-confidence, using affirmation, daily affirmation, was very useful, was very helpful for me. But I did take it one step farther. I incorporated the use of crystals into my daily affirmations. So I chose crystals that help with self-confidence and self-love, one being rose quartz. So I would wear that on me and I would repeat a affirmation daily, multiple times a day, basically drilling it into my head, drilling it into and creating this mindset that I was good enough, I am worthy, so on and so forth. So again, those are things that you are going to see when you look up online of how to build self-confidence, and they all play a part. But for me, they are bonus material, I think. So what you want to do is to get down to the nitty-gritty top 3 tips to help you grow and build your self-confidence in a practical, yet I think even quicker way than if we just do the small or more minute steps. So the first thing to building your self-confidence is, number 1, creating a support system. Okay, so this means friends, family, community, tribe, whatever that looks like for you. And it doesn't have to necessarily mean members or people. It doesn't have to be pluralized. Even if we just have one person in our corner, one person who supports us in the choices and decisions that we make, one person who has our back through thick and thin, who is constantly encouraging us and cheerleading us, you need to have that support system set in place. If you do not have a support system, this is going to crash and burn, okay? Number 2, the second thing that you're going to need to implement is repetition and or practice. So however this shows up for you, if you're trying to gain confidence in your job, if you're trying to gain confidence within relationships, however that looks for you, practicing whatever it is that you feel a lack of self-confidence with, and repeating, repetition is only going to enhance your confidence level, okay? So if you need to study, if you need to do some training, repetition and practicing certain skills that empower you in this area or as a whole in general, practicing whatever it is that you feel a lack of self-confidence in is going to advance your cause. And the last tip that I have for you, which I feel is going to be the hardest for you, as I know it was for me. However, this is the one that is going to take you the farthest. So what you're going to need to do is take action. Taking action even when you feel paralyzed, even when you are frozen in fear. Because let's face it, this is a symptom. This is what happens when we don't feel confident in our lives. We sometimes end up in paralysis, metaphorically, figuratively, paralysis and frozen in fear. So you need to take action. The minute you feel this, you need to take action, because just moving through doubt by taking one step beyond will move your energy forward. So to not be stuck or not paralyzed in that fear. Do the 5-second countdown, challenge yourself to do the 5-second countdown and just move, take action, take that step forward, because then you're not stuck in that energy. You're not stuck in that spot. You have advanced, you have moved forward. So every time you take that risk, and even if it's one small baby step, you've moved yourself forward. And every time you do that, you keep moving forward. You keep advancing your cause. And before you know it, after all this repetition, after all this practice, after all this cheerleading that you've received and taking action, you will be a different person. I can promise you that. You will be more confident if you just put these practical tips into use.